Okay, here's what we got going on. Got the asus computer here. Gave to me. A boy brought me over about 5 computers. 2 was Cyber Powers, and got lucky and got both of them fixed, and he gave me the other 3 computers as kind of parts computers. He couldn't get them working. Well, this asus, it didn't have no side panel on it. It has the i7 in it. 12 gigs of RAM. I flopped the RAM around and changed the CMOS battery and got an output video through the 3 gig video card, so I was good to go. And I wanted to put it in a new case here that I just got. This is a rosewill Spectra X. Not a bad looking case. It's pretty decent. I went ahead and put a couple stickers on it so far already, but be the stepdaughter's new tower here, just to make the asus there will be in the rosewill. Just something new for her to kind of jam to and have some fun. But yeah, from here I'm going to go ahead and make a short little intro, just kind of gutting that computer and getting the parts all laid out on the table. I'm going to get the rosewill out of the way, and always talk about it more later. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get started gutting this thing here. Shouldn't take too daggone long to gut it, between just ripping the parts out of it real quick here. Got a little power, I might as well use it. I don't have to take the side panel off because pretty well already been in the side panel. I went ahead and took the DVD drive screws out on the back side. Previously I had to take out the screws for the hard drives. I had to take those screws out and put in new hard drives in this thing. It's going to her daughter. She's going to be 14, so don't need a big hard drive. She's got 2 320s in here. I wish it was an SSD, but I don't have one. Just had a couple spare 320 gigs, so kind of went with that. But yeah, right now I'm just hitting a handful of screws here. What I need to primarily get into. Shouldn't take no time to strip this thing down. That rosewill case, it came with 4 neon blue fans in it. Nothing too special, but decent enough. It was like $60.05 is what I paid for it, so it wasn't bad at all. Her previous computer kind of gets a little warm. It's a Dell that I put a quad-core Xeon chip in. Just go ahead and take graphics card out. That's what I'm doing right now. Popping that thing out. We've got it. It's a decent looking card, not real awful. Set it back here on the old desk and out of the way here. Other than that, we got a couple of hard drives here. Show a little bit of what I'm doing here, if I can. Get the clip on them. SATA cable got the clip in the way. There it went. Well, which one first? Very well be identical hard drives too. No, Hitachi and a Desk Star. Well, Hitachi, yeah. Stick them over here. Let's see. Oh, got a little card down there I need to take out too. Little USB, got 4 USB ports on it, little Molex card. The USBs on this motherboard don't work the best. Just a flaw from the previous owner or something going on, so nothing too awful major. I added the extra USB ports and they worked. USB card. And other than that, I'm going to lay this down, go ahead and get the power supply out real quick here. Don't really want gravity, and don't want it falling down on me here. Got how this plug comes out. There it is. Clip. There. We got a zip tie kind of holding me up here. Cheapo scissors just to help you get through it there. A little metal loop they ran the 24 pin through here just to make it more difficult. How in the world does that come out of there? Squashing it like crazy. Not a modular power supply. Let's get some of this other stuff. There's another zip tie holding me up here. There we go. Got all out except for the 24 pin. Huh. That's strange how it's one little metal loop on the back of the hard drive cage. A little hollow spot on the backside. Got the motherboard plug running through that. Alright, yay. I'll mix up my hands there. Okay. A few screws holding down the motherboard. That's pretty well about it. Everything's got this fan out of here. I've got plenty of fan screws by now. And I will need the I/O shield. Have to get that for the rosewill. Wouldn't look pretty. It'd be a real good computer for her daughter. The quad core she has now is not bad, but got this for free. I can upgrade her. Oh yeah, I'm gonna upgrade her. Weird motherboard screws. Kind of a round head but flat. This motherboard does have built-in Wi-Fi also. That is one cool thing about it. One thing I do want to do is I've got a deep cool little air cooler. I'm going to see if by chance it might fit this. I'm not totally for sure if it will. It'd be cool if it will, just to make the cooler look a little bit cooler. But this thing here is, like I say, it does have built-in Wi-Fi. Oh, right there's the card I'm going to take with it. Little antenna card. I've got 2 old adapters off a couple of Wi-Fi antennas that I bought in the past. And oh, yeah. Unplug the motherboard, the front panel. Bear with me. Shouldn't be dangling this. Okay, we got her. We got her. All right, fellas. Oh, look. The wire got broke, so we've got one antenna. I can fix that though. Alright, get the data cables out. Get DVD drive, and we'll put this case aside. And I'll figure out these clips and get the thermal paste replaced on this, and we'll catch back up here shortly, guys. Okay. Switched the cooler last night and got a deep cool cooler on there. Just went ahead and yanked the side panels off real quick here. Gonna go ahead and get started. I had a little trouble with the hard drive little cage thing. It's not made the best, but I'll make it work. It'll hold a hard drive, by golly. But go ahead and kind of get started here. Little sleeve kind of holds the hard drive there. There's that one. Let's see if I can get this in here. Wrong way. There went one screw. This one went. Okay. There. Ah. Cram them back in there. Not quite like that. That's kind of. Give it a little bit of a mash there, just see if it'll pop in there. A little button. Okay. Hard drives are in. One thing I did do to this case, I put 2 Cooler Master fans up here at the top, and I've got a splitter run down to 1. I'm still going to have to. I've got one CPU header on the motherboard, and I've got kind of the rear fan in these ones, so I might run one more splitter, I believe. I'll figure it out here. I'm going to go ahead and get the power supply, slide it on in. Probably should be doing the motherboard first. But, how do I know? Get the fan down. Yes, let's go that route. So I've got wires. Wires a little more on this side, I guess. There is plenty of room. Don't worry about this. Whoops. Go ahead and get the motherboard ready. Did put this fan in there. The fan's not in proper. The I don't know, the header cord power cable's pointing down, you know. It's right here, pointing down, so I'd rather be aimed back towards the motherboard. Hope the ones in the fronts ran okay. Back on. these are 1500 RPM, it said. So that was kind of surprising when I seen that. Just, I never know what you run into with certain fans and stuff. May have to take this out. I'm going to check motherboard, make sure I can get it in there first. I've got the fan a little more where I want it at least. I'll probably run a splitter off the header and out towards the back of the motherboard, so I'm just going to run the wires towards the back of the motherboard. I ran the wire through a hole back in the very back here. A couple of these swapped around just a hair. I gotta find a little screwdriver here real quick. Does it fit it or not? Nah. I should have a little driver around here that'll take out these nuts, but I gotta use a socket, no biggie. Okay, take these bottom ones out. There's two way out here in no man's land. I'm gonna go ahead and take out. This motherboard is not a very big motherboard, so we don't need as many of these inside the cage here, the case. Let's see where I'm. Got that, so we just need two across the bottom there. Yeah, just need two in it. And we're going to drop the I/O shield in there too. I'm going to get started by hand or not. Here. Just give it a little tiny spin. Yep, we're good. I do have, I was I/O shield. I just set it.
I do have a bag of screws and stuff that came with this case, so I'm kind of anxious to see what all they give me here. Looks like we're good. Put the other 2 fan screws in while I'm at it. Don't have to worry so much about this motherboard, just the simple fact of it's so daggone small. Not the bulkiest thing in the world. These caps I got in here are just not helping. Up fine, just fine. Get my little bag of screws here, zip ties, whatnot. I don't know if I'll end up using them. If you guys have watched other videos of mine, you tend to know I tend to use a good bit of bread ties, black twist ties, just to ball wires up. Force of habit, I guess. Screwdriver's not very magnetic. Make sure there ain't no metal in the way or anything crazy here. That's all right. Right along. Not doing too shabby here. Boy, I wish this screwdriver was a magnetic one. About $8 for the whole daggone set. I wasn't gonna complain, but been nice. A little magnetism. It's too bad I do have a flashlight I can use. Yeah, her little dual core, it's not a bad little computer, but it's I don't know, it's seen better days.
We need about the bottom 3 out of here. I was kind of worried about how long all these power supply wires was. I want to have something too daggone short. Okay, got a double in card. I take 4 out. One for the Wi-Fi adapter here. Let's see. Black screws here. Some of these baggies I just got to do away with. So much crap. Rubber grommets. Decent bag of factory screws from another computer case. Don't know about that. Been looking for black, and there should be some in there too. Fan screws out of my face here. A couple decent ones for video card here. Just use what they had in them. Kind of looking for a specific type. A little fatter head on them. Should be all right there. Antennas will go right there, Wi-Fi antennas. I'm gonna walk down first. So far, I mean, you can't see too much. I'll flip her on the side here in a second. Get one more screw in it here. why I put the video card and stuff in there. I still got wires and everything else I got to plug in. At least it all fits. I'm gonna at least put a few wires through the power supply up there. Hook some wires through her. Crap out of my way. Not too bad. A little power supply came with it. It's 480 watt, for sure. 483, I think is what it said. It's something weird. Yeah, we still got all the front panel wires to wire up. Is mounted. I may be able to plug wires into that motherboard without having to move a bunch of crap. It's hard to tell right at the moment. From the top. Yeah, I think so. Use up more of the cable, I guess. Oh, it's ugly. That rubber grommet down just as far as I can. Get rid of some of that ketchup and mustard, but boy oh boy. That rubber grommets won't fall out now. That kind of sucks. I'll fix that. What the hell happened here? Tight. I wanted to tighten it. Alright. We will secure. I'm going to use a little twist tie and secure it here. Okay. Take apart the little zip tie on my front panel wires here. I may end up pausing the video. I might have to check to see where my battery is setting out on this thing too. Okay, 3.0, we're going to go through here. graphics card a little bit here. Go ahead and snap it in. That's the 3.0 USB. I don't think it's doing too much. Use my twist tie to pull upward on it a little bit back here. Come up and then down. Might try to just do that. It is a 14-year-old, so cable management might not be the most to worry about with her. I still want it to look good. Yeah, that'll work. Now I'll use my twist tie on these. Ah, didn't work. Little horseshoe thingy here, but that ain't hurting nothing. One wire looping in the back. Not a big deal. Whew. A little bit of a tight fit. I need just one 4-pin, yeah. So let's get scissors, cut a little zip tie on this wire, if I can. Pretty tight. There we go. No harm. Motherboard power plugged in. using a white zip tie. I don't really care. It's I'll find more black here somewhere, but it's got catch mustard wires anyhow, so kind of looking at having to deal with that to begin with. There's no glass on this backside panel, so you can't really see the cable management, but I do want stuff to be twisted up, tied back, pinned down, you know, kind of makes me feel better about it. There. Okay. Let's do the. Get my little idea of what's going on here. God, come on. Okay, this one here, it is sad. Closer this way, I will use it. This is Molex. I know I need some kind of Molex. Tie this stuff down just a little bit. I'll end up poking some of it back in there. I know I don't need a SATA cable at the moment. Come on, bud. There.
I guess Braden looked up porn on his phone.
Oh, cool. Alright, guys. I got a few more zip ties out, twist ties, kind of detached the fan cables there a little bit, kind of tied them down. My son had to come in and tell me some news there. His little brother looking at, brother or stepbrother looking at stuff that shouldn't have been. Got some trouble there, so internet can get you in trouble, guys. Guess his mom wasn't too happy, so
kind of looked like a deer in the headlights there when he walked in and seen the camera go, and I kind of did a little shush thing to him. Kind of like, oh, Dad's making a video. And need one a little bit longer. That'll work. Ball it all up and get it out of the way. Side panel will go in there fine. Get them out of the way. I've got to hook up the front panel wires. I've got to hook them up too. Get these hard drives hooked up. Get the SATA cables ran. Boy, what's the best way? Think of how to shorten up the cord just a little bit. Kind of in the way there. Ah, come on now. Which way we go? They're off to all that route. Janky setup where it feels like it's in there. Really care what color the twist tie is at this point. Like I say, the wires are going to be pretty well hid. I can get a SATA cord in there, a SATA cable, I'm good. But I hope power SATA didn't seem like I wanted to go in there. Should be alright. Right now. Maybe we want here. Right hand angle. Straight on almost both ends. I wonder what other SATA cables I have. Probably nothing too fancy. Should have to have these clear ones there. They're not straight on either end, but might be something here a little bit longer. See what I got here, see if there's any straights. Big long red one, straight. Might just go with 2 red. It's got that red video card in it. Yeah, might be alright. Same length. Boy, I wish I had something a little shorter than that. And get into orange then. I got a couple oranges, a couple blues. Set of cables on the floor. Don't need them. Don't need them. Alright. Now, let's get a splitter, some kind of splitter I got over here, and run off of the CPU header on the motherboard. Up there. Got that. And then got this. Okay. I want to use the cooler master one or not, then use this. loose there. One of the clips. My first time really messing with them.
They're all poking through.
Just making sure there.
Alright. CPU cable. We'll go plug in up here. Or, yeah, fan cable, not CPU. Ball up some wires here in a second. Not anything long enough, really.
There with something.
Alright guys, we gotta wire up the motherboards. And the front panel audio, and that's pretty well it. Let's see. If I got it in there or not. I'm going to poke my head in here a little better. Flashlight. Well, crooked or something doing it. Well, I had it right. I just wasn't putting enough pass into it. That's got it. Yeah, it's connected now. Left side there, went a little spastic. Got that in. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and
set her down, get the front panel wired up, and clean off the table. We'll fire the video back up and see what she looks like, glows and stuff like that. I'll be hitting the power button when we fire up the camera again.
Alright, do the last little bit here. I kind of ran into problems. There's a splitter in the back of the motherboard that has Molex to 3-pin, and it fits these 3 front or the rear. I went ahead and lit up the rear. If I was trying to run the rear fan off the CPU header for the fan header, and it's like not powerful enough or something. It's not letting the fan glow. And the 2 Cooler Master fans I have in the top, they're running off that CPU header, and they're only running at like 780 RPM, so it's not giving them very much either. But we ordered a fan splitter hub for her daughter, me and her mom, and hopefully that'll provide a little more juice between the board on the back, you know, mount the thing on the back, and then I think it takes like a SATA power plug, and then you plug your fans into it, so I'm hoping that'll help. And then we've also got another splitter cable. It's like Molex that branches out into like 3 or 4 wires, and each one has fan wires. I don't know if they're 3 or 4 pin. I think they're both. But yeah, the computer turned out pretty decent. I had to hook a Molex into the back USB port. When I was first working on this computer in the original asus case, I was having some trouble, and I ended up had to put this USB card in. The factory ones just act a little sluggish and stuff, so I'm just going to kind of guide the old stepdaughter into using these down here for keyboard and mouse, and then she can plug her controller and stuff into the front. She's got 2 up here also, and then I got her Wi-Fi antenna in here, so she's got built-in Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. So can't quite see any symbols or much. I got the screen pretty small in this little TV. It's a 32-inch, but Far Cry, and I think I did the benchmark test on Far Cry New Dawn, and it ran at 48 max frames per second FPS with that 3 gig GTX760 in there, and then that deep cool fan there. It seemed like it's a pretty decent little fan, I have to say. It's ripping. It said it was running probably about like 2300, 2400 RPM. So I have to say it's pretty decent. But yeah, overall I'm happy with how it's running. We get that new cable here in a week. I'll rewire the fan there and get the middle one glowing and spinning a little faster. But and then maybe even get the top 2 run a little faster. Run them off Molex too. Get real power to them or something. But that poor motherboard, it's a small asus motherboard. Now that factory asus computer, it's all pretty dark in there. You can't see a whole heck of a lot. Ain't too much you can see, but I took the choice of putting the blue fan in the back over all the 2 instead of having all 3, and that one there wasn't running fast either. For some reason it's running slow, so I went ahead and let the middle one run slow, so these top 2 are running fast. That and the rear is exhausting faster, and this is set to exhaust and intake. I need to scoot this fan over that way a little bit, but I've still got about a week or so. I'll keep the computer set aside, and I'll tinker with it again here shortly. But or at least get the video done. Yes, you can take one of those little Asus i7 computers and rob all the parts out of it and slap her in a rosewill or whatever kind of case you run across. You might have some luck. Power supply wires and everything was long enough. I didn't run into anything that was too short. But yeah, overall it seems like a pretty decent computer. It was running at 40, what was it, 45 degrees, I believe. Let's see what I got here. My go-to hardware monitor, and check that there. It see how it's running. 40s, 2.7, 2.3, 2.8, 2.3, 2.3. I'd say it'll bump its way up a little bit once start gaming on it. I'm sure that maxes it out a little bit, but yeah, it's at 40 degrees in here, so it's not doing too bad. I'd say it works its way up about 45 to 48. Girlfriend's daughter's computer, or her bedroom in a trailer, does get pretty hot in there, so I'm hoping it's going to do its thing and survive. But yeah, that's it for this video, fellers. We do have coming up in the future, I've got my old NZXT case here, and it's got a little side window, and we got the 1700X, and then we got 24 gigs of RAM here, 24 gigs sitting there. So got to snag up a couple more parts. I got a SSD hard drive, 2 terabyte and a 1.5 terabyte sitting here, so probably put the 1.5 terabyte in it. I got to snag a motherboard and a power supply. I'm going to put the power supply in that computer, more than likely, and then put that 600 watt non-modular into this tower, and then probably a CD drive go back in this tower too. And then I may switch out the motherboard to a B450, because that second gen chip is 2700X, and it's on a first gen motherboard. And that 1700X I have behind me on my mini fridge is a first gen, so I may do second gen with second gen and get that first gen motherboard and use it with the 1700X again. So a little bit of work ahead of me, but that in there is not running too bad at all. It's been doing pretty good. Both computers been jamming away, but now we got the old stepdaughter hooked up. So I'll catch you guys in the next one.